Whatever you do, do not go in there.
Olivia?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 stupidest characters in horror movies.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at the characters who've made some of the absolute worst decisions in scary movies. And because these terrible choices resulted in their own death or the deaths of others, consider this your spoiler alert.
Did you feed them after midnight?
Well, I gave them some chicken, but I made sure that it...
Number 10, Paxton Hostel.
It's from Ollie. I go home?
It seems that no one told Paxton the most vital rule of traveling abroad. Look out for tourist scams. While backpacking across Europe with his friends, Paxton instead pursues any situation that could result in him getting laid. We could forgive him if one bad decision led to misfortune, but after both of his friends vanish during different instances, he continues to stick around and dig into the situation rather than getting help. This, of course, leads to him being kidnapped and tortured himself. While he does escape his captors, it isn't because of his smarts. Rather, it's due to sheer dumb luck. Number 9, Money, Don't Breathe.
We do this tonight.
This character gets extra points for being a complete scumbag. As part of a trio of thieves, Money concocts a plan to rob a US Army Special Forces vet. This means he devised a plan knowing full well that their target had the necessary skills to stop any intruders. He also knew going into it that the man was blind, making him the more despicable of the three thieves.
Why'd you bring a gun? This is a soldier's house, Alex. Like I'm gonna come in here without some chrome.
It's his recklessness that wakes the blind man up while they're robbing him, which leads to him getting killed off early on. But at least his death led to one terrifying thrill ride.
Please, just let me walk. And we can walk in the light.
Number 8, Millburn Prometheus.
Prometheus, this is Millburn. We are at 7401477. Why?
You'd think that a biologist on a space exploration team would have common sense, but you'd be wrong. Seeking answers about humanity's origins, the team enters a vast structure on a foreign planet. After getting lost, Millburn, along with geologist Fifield, discovers a snake-like alien creature. While Fifield is understandably cautious, Millburn is completely entranced and goes on to demonstrate exactly why, if you find yourself on an unknown planet face-to-face with an alien creature, you should not try to touch it. Otherwise, it could lead to your horrifying demise, along with a multitude of your colleagues.
Come here, man! Oh my god. Oh my god. It's getting tighter.
Number 7, Helen Shivers, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Call the police. Let's tell them the truth. They'll believe us.
The plot of this film is set into motion when a group of young adults accidentally runs down a pedestrian and dumps the body in the ocean. A year later, they begin to be hunted down for what they did. After witnessing not 1, not 2, but 3 deaths as the killer chases her down, it seemed as if this ditzy beauty pageant winner might make it out alive. Helen's quick reflexes and narrow escapes played against her dumb blonde archetype. That is, until she made the amazingly stupid decision to turn around to see if she was still being chased, mere feet from a parade full of witnesses. Number 6, Mica, Paranormal Activity.
What the hell are you doing, Mica?
Come on, help me.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna talk to it.
This found footage horror film took the world by storm, but that didn't make the characters any smarter. After Katie moves into a new home with Mica, she confides in him that she's been haunted by a demon since she was a little girl. Intrigued, Mica sets up a camera to record any activity while they sleep. As the plot progresses, he constantly taunts the demon and takes none of the increasingly disturbing events seriously.
Show yourself!
Come on, Mica, let's go.
He is even given access to a demonologist whom he refuses to contact. His terrible decisions only make the demon angrier, ultimately leading to his demise. Number 5, Eric, Evil Dead.
This time the only way is the hard way, man.
Most horror characters would survive if they'd pay attention to the warnings. Take Eric, for example. At a remote cabin in the woods, one character finds a mysterious book in the basement. The appearance of the book alone would be enough to dissuade anyone from reading it. It was chained up and bound in human skin. Eric, however, reads the text out loud despite multiple warnings against it. This summons all manner of evil to bring on the gruesome possessions and deaths galore.
David, I read a passage from that book, and it was some sort of prayer. I released something, David.
Come on, man. Everybody knows you don't read evil skin-bound books of ancient languages that you find in a basement out loud.
Do not read the Latin.
Number 4, Addison Corday, Saw 2. The Saw franchise has given us some twistedly clever traps, but the one that this character falls victim to is the simplest one. While frantically searching for the antidote to the poison coursing through her veins, Addison comes across a glass box with a syringe inside. Instead of listening to the tape for clues, she sticks both hands inside, but the box traps her with razor-sharp blades and she bleeds to death. Even if she wasn't gonna listen to the tape, she could have at least studied the trap first. As we can see, the lock and key are right on the other side. Number 3, The Freelings, Poltergeist. Once again, a lack of common sense rears its ugly head. This classic horror movie follows a family that moves into a house built on a cemetery, causing all sorts of ghostly and horrific things to happen to them.
They're here.
The family experiences multiple terrifying occurrences before the youngest child is kidnapped by a demon through a portal. But we gotta wonder why they didn't just leave in the first place. Even after they get their daughter back and the house is pronounced clean, they still stay in the house another night. This, of course, brings them more trouble. Seriously? Just leave. Number 2, Darius Derry and Patricia Trish Jenner, Jeepers Creepers.
What the hell's his problem?
Just get out of his way, Derry!
This creature feature focuses on a monster that awakens every 23 years to feast on human body parts. But it also features 2 of the dumbest protagonists seen in any horror movie. After almost being run off the road by a madman, this brother and sister witness him throwing a body down a pipe. And once he comes after them again, they decide it's a good idea to investigate. If you're nearly killed by a lunatic twice and you still decide to investigate by crawling into the same pipe he just threw a body down nonetheless, you honestly deserve everything that's coming to you. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
What's your problem? I've watched it. It's a story, Katie. No, me and Josh, we saw it last weekend.
Oh, he's beautiful. Oh, I love him. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel. Cut, Casper. That's a wrap.
You want to be one of the big boys? Huh? Manson? Bundy? OJ?
Here we go. Maybe you guys would be quiet.
Number 1, Mayor Larry Vaughn, Jaws.
Amity is a summer town. We need summer dollars. And if the people can't swim here, they'll be glad to swim at the beaches of Cape Cod, the Hamptons, Long Island.
Steven Spielberg's classic horror film is remembered for the scares. But what we don't remember it for is its shining example of municipal leadership, the insufferable Mayor Larry Vaughn. After a young woman is found dismembered, Vaughn refuses to acknowledge that a shark might be the cause, and is instead more concerned about the town's finances and the upcoming tourist season.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business. It's going to be one of the best summers we've ever had. Now, if you fellas are concerned about the beaches, you do whatever you have to make them safe. But those beaches will be open for this weekend.
As the attacks continue and worsen, Larry only looks for quick solutions. Except if he hadn't been blinded by greed, he could have helped stop the attacks early on, which would have been better for business anyway.
I'm sorry, I'm truly sorry.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.